Welcome to the Podcast of Terror, a production of Galactic Netcasts. This is a show where generally Corey and I talk about scary shit. I'm Matt Stein, as always, joined with Corey Scott. Today, we're lucky enough to be joined with the creator of the Drifta Lifta video series on YouTube, the proprietor of Hate Brand Goods, and a two-time Highland Games champion, Matt Vincent. Matt, how the fuck are you?
I am excellent. I'm excellent. I have an excuse now to have a beer at 3 p.m. on a Thursday.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like Matt said, we're drinking, and because Corey is a pussy, he's not drinking. But we took the opportunity to enjoy Great Lakes Brewing Nosferatu, an Imperial Red Ale, at 3 p.m. on a Thursday to go with the movie Nosferatu that we're watching. I can't think of a better. Yeah, and this is the first time I've ever watched Nosferatu. So I know, which, considering what we kind of do, I don't know what the fuck took me so long since it's not
excellent.
And their mothers.
I kind of caught it back up on it. I gave it another little quick run through again today.
Well, when I first got it, I started playing it and it was silent, and I'm like, I should ask them if there's like a different one, like maybe some secret visual version that's not fucking quiet.
Nope.
But yeah, that's the only one out there. So
yeah.
As I understand it, there was a version with actual talking that was filmed a little bit later on. Max Schreck recorded his own dialogue for it, but it wasn't really well received because the audio didn't sync up very well because it was recorded in 1930 when the original movie came out in like 23.
I assume they had all the audio on some weird clay wheel that they had to play in line with the film.
There's some fucking guy chiseling out the audio as they're recording. That's awesome. Well, Matt, why don't you go ahead and kind of explain to the 90% of people that listen to this podcast that probably have no idea who you are or what you do.
Awesome. All right, so the short of it is my name's Matt Vincent. I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's my wife sneaking around. And I am a two-time Highland Games world champion and strength sport enthusiast. A little bit of kind of dabble in everything, I guess, as well as my range of interest vary quite a bit as well, from cycling to horror films have been a thing for a while, and I like to travel and basically have as much fun as I can.
You seem like you have a pretty tits life. Not gonna lie. Follow you on Instagram and obviously Facebook, and you're always doing something, which is pretty
well. You share the good stuff, right?
Absolutely. I love beer, and you can't go wrong with beer. I live in Wisconsin. When you made the comment about 2 p.m. being a little early to crack a beer, my response was, why are we waiting until 2 p.m.? There's fucking 14 hours prior that we could be drinking.
You know, one of the shitty part, the reason why I've thought that is because since I'm trying to be less of a fatty, I'm trying to track my drinking.
We're all a little doughy. I'm doughy. You just can't see it because...
Yeah, I'm the tubbiest bitch here, and I'm drinking iced tea with no sugar. I don't know what the fuck is going wrong. Something bad in my life happened.
It's probably glandular.
Yeah.
Glandular because I feed my glands a lot of cream cheese. Yeah.
Wow, that's... wow, and we're fucking derailed already. We just start.
I just feed mine through osmosis. I just lay in the food I want to eat.
I live close enough to San Francisco. I think that there's a market for that.
Fuck, San Francisco's awesome. I really like it there.
Well, you were just in California, weren't you?
Yeah, so I'm never home very often.
How does your wife handle that? Because mine gets pissed when I'm gone all the time.
Mine is fucking way cooler about it than I would be if the tables returned.
Fair enough.
I think she's also she's a bit more of an introvert than I am. Thank God.
Yeah, right.
And I think she picks and chooses. And I think she also realizes that for my sanity, I kind of always have to be on the go. And if I was stuck just kind of doing the everyday, I think I would fucking kind of lose it.
Yeah, does your wife ever tell you to do whatever you want? Because I get that response a lot, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. Am I in trouble if I do what I want, or is that like a legitimate...
There's a lot of context involved. There's a lot of do whatever you want, and you're allowed to do whatever you want, and then there's some do whatever you want, and you realize that I'm going to be in trouble.
Well, yeah, do whatever you want as long as it doesn't get you castrated.
I got to do whatever you want because I said I'm going to go lift after we do this podcast. It's not like I'm going to get an 8-ball and And
Fuck
you're
yeah.
gonna do whatever you want. It's usually like yeah, you're down, you do this shit all the time, do whatever you want. But I'm like, I still don't know if I'm getting in trouble. But yeah. So you're a busy guy. You have a lot of shit going on. You're starting up a performance lab, training lab, something?
Yeah. So I've just started taking on some online clients and working my way through that. It's taken a while to figure out what was going to be the best way to kind of deal with people because I've really fucking hated the way it's been for a long time with you just send a PDF and you send an Excel sheet and yeah, it just stinks and there's no real interaction with the coach and I fucking hate that too and then it's overpriced. And I'm glad people can get away with that, but what you end up having is people that just rotate through because they'll do a couple months and realize this is stupid and they stop fucking doing it, and that's not what I want. So my partner and myself, Mike Beach, is another thrower who's far more tech savvy than me, has worked with me to get kind of an app up and rolling or using the infrastructure that another site, Train Heroic, has, and then implementing the Highland Games training into that. And so that way we can address people personally and check out videos of throws as well as lifts and kind of work together more as a team and it actually is an online coach with some more interaction and it doesn't have to be expensive.
So that's fucking cool because I've been trying to find some sort of eating plan because I have like a dozen frozen pizzas in my freezer.
Stop doing that.
Well, I know. I'm like, but it's so easy. Just put the fucking pizza in the oven. They're like my Saturday meals. So, but yeah, it's always much easier to put a pizza in than to like track the amount of food I eat. So when you came up with this, and I got excited, and now hearing it, I'm a little more excited because it's the whole midsection thing I got going on. That's a bad time. So I'm.
You and me both, brother.
Fuck you, man. You're like a mountain of a man, and
shit. I look great at this angle.
Well, we all look great from this angle, which is why we record at this angle.
Yeah, how many other angles are you going to show us, Matt?
Right. The problem is you end up surrounding yourself with people because, my group of friends ends up being my brother who's in great shape and, Mark Bell or Jesse Burdick or any of the other guys in the strength world. I'm the fat guy most of the time, and so...
Hence the nickname the Fat Owl that I hear once in a while.
The Fat Owl. That's exactly right. And so, I don't think it's terribly important for my performance in the Highland Games to be leaner, but I would like to see what I can do diet-wise working with someone, since that's really something that I don't have a lot of knowledge in, is the nutrition shit. And so I'm trying to learn more, and instead of just reading a bunch of books and winging it and pretending I'm a coach, I'm going to work with a coach and follow what they have to say and see what happens.
That's fucking awesome. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. But enough about that. We're here to talk about horror movies and get you kind of off your game. It's your off season.
So, yeah, I was super bummed out about Leatherface, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came up on, Corey and I were on What Else Is on the Else Nerds last week, and Gunnar Hansen came up again on there. But what can you do, man? On the plus side, you probably don't play video games because you have a life.
I wish I played more.
Okay, so I get where you're coming from. But the Friday the 13th Kickstarter game was fully funded last night.
Nice.
So that ends tomorrow, Friday the 13th. So that.
Why even bother? They put out that great one for the NES.
They had like a Kane Hodder, a video of Kane Hodder playing it. I remember just playing the shit out of that game, and I never knew how to finish it.
No, because it didn't play by any rhyme, rules, or reasons, and the controls are terrible.
Yeah.
It's Friday the 13th. It does what it wants. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with what the new game is going to be, but apparently you can play as Jason or 7 camp counselors, and you either.
I would never play as a camp counselor.
Yeah, but they get laid. I mean, that's the whole beauty right there.
Yeah, but that's why you've got to punish them.
Right.
You as teens got to be fucking punished. Basically, the whole slasher genre.
Yes. Yeah, and we've talked about that a bunch. And, yeah, that game. I might take like a week off of work next year when that thing comes out and just murder topless bitches for a week.
Topless bitches.
Yeah.
Are you still talking about playing the game?
What's that?
You could be your own Patrick Bateman.
Absolutely. He's in much better shape than I am, and he loves Huey Lewis and the News far more than I do. But to each his own.
And Whitney Houston and all kinds of shit. Petra Bateman's an odd bird.
Oh, shit. Yeah, have you read that book?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I read the book like in 8th grade, which is probably not a great idea.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
32.
Okay, so you're roughly my age.
Yeah.
So I was trying to relate to what I would have done in 8th grade had I read that book. I think I like listening to book on tape. I know you drive a lot. I drive 2 hours to band practice each direction, so I get where you're coming from. I listened to American Psycho on tape while mowing lawns, like when my summer job was landscaping, and I remember, most importantly, the entire chapter where he describes his stereo system.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a chapter where he describes his suits. There's another one where he does a stereo system. There's one where he talks about Oprah Winfrey, and there's one about Huey Lewis. It's just that big, super delve into how materialistic this fuck's life is.
Absolutely, and I think
how he doesn't really have a personality.
Yep, that helped form the character and just how crazy he was.
Sure. Now, after following that story, do you believe any of those murders actually take place?
Yeah.
So I don't.
You don't?
I believe all of it is a fantasy of Petra Bateman's. Because he's so fucking bored.
Holy shit.
Because, I mean, look, so,
you never thought that?
No.
So, oh, man. So the whole, I know this podcast isn't about American Psycho, but it is one of my favorites. So
this
the whole
podcast
chase
is whatever
where he fucking kills, so he kills the bum, and he goes on this big chase scene. He kills like 3 fucking cops, and he ends up like in the wrong office building, and he shoots a janitor, and he runs upstairs, he gets into the other office building, and makes that crazy fucking phone call, basically confessing everything, right? Nothing ever happens.
Right.
Because none of this ever happened.
Yeah, he gets so built up in the fantasy, and he
Yes.
believes that all this shit is happening, but
Right.
no consequence ever comes of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like he's going further and further insane, but he's never actually acting upon it.
Right. It's everything that he's such an invisible character that he's trying to fantasize about what he could do to be more than that. And so, I mean, that's why everyone mistakes him for Paul Allen or all these other characters throughout the film. They're like, well, you didn't fucking murder him. I had dinner with him last week.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I have to watch this movie again now.
Yeah.
There's
And
no
whole
bad
chase
reason to
scene's
watch that movie again.
Right. And the chase scene's wacky to begin with because it just keeps jumping back and forth from like first to third person. So,
I just took it as he was crazy.
yes.
Yes.
But crazy as in stabby crazy, not like shit's not really happening that I'm saying is happening crazy. Fuck, you guys just ruined my childhood.
Yeah. Some mixture of the two.
What a bummer that he didn't actually kill all those people.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Well, it was still better than the second movie, so that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Why would you even bother?
I
Goodness.
think I was trying to bang a chick, and that's why I watched it.
Oh, that's fair enough. I mean, watching the second run of that Bret Easton Ellis didn't have anything to do with, it's like listening to covers of David Bowie as far as I'm concerned.
That's
Fuck, they did it right the first time. Why are we even fucking bothering?
because the first one made a boatload of money. Why not try again to make another boatload of money? Why the fuck are they making 3 more Star Wars?
I know. Look, I get it. And this is the Nickelback argument.
Oh my god.
I'm not fucking mad that Nickelback is making a fortune. I'm terrified that there's a market for it.
Yes.
You know, that's a really valid argument. Enough said.
I just wish more people would hate it.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I don't mind you writing your shitty fan fiction. Everybody deserves to write their shitty fan fiction. But then someone takes their shitty fan fiction and it makes 50 Shades of Grey and becomes, like, the biggest book for a number of years and becomes a movie and everything else. That's fucked up. It's not that you did it. It's okay that you did it. It's that so many people bought into it. That makes me feel bad about us.
I blame the internet.
Have y'all done one of these on Twilight yet?
No.
Why would we?
Because I would love to dive into that.
I've gotten very attached to my testicles. I don't want to see them crawl back up
no
into me.
fucking way. I have so many questions about the Twilight whole franchise.
For you, I will consider it.
I was
For
gonna say,
you,
That would be so much fun.
did we just agree to watch the entire Twilight series for this shit?
I've seen it. I've seen it numerous times just so I can harass my wife.
No. What? Man, what? There was some SNL skit or something. No. The other guys with Will Ferrell and
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
yeah, when he's like, I learned how to belly dance so I can make fun of guys. I feel like that's what you just did.
Fair enough.
You watch Twilight to make fun of your wife.
I actually read some of it too, so I could even more harass because of the plot holes are so bad.
When I was a kid in the 80s, I watched the New Kids on the Block cartoon because I felt like I had to know my enemy.
No,
I understand.
excellent.
Dude, I don't know. This is fucking insane.
Your world has been turned upside down between now American Psycho's not real and we're going to do Twilight.
That's fine with me, as long as you agree to come back for Reanimator when that beer shows up.
Fuck yeah.
I'll watch Twilight for you, Matt Vincent.
Oh, man. Just the thing to question, the number one question I have about it as you're going into it. Like, I'm 32, and it's not very often that I have to deal with, let's say, a 17 or 18-year-old girl.
Fair enough.
But when I want to blow my fucking brains out.
Oh, absolutely. So,
right?
Yeah.
Because they're awful.
What's your day job? You said you got caught up on a conference call, which is why we
outside sales.
Okay, so you're a salesperson. So Corey and I both work in IT. He does more tech support than I do. But when I talk to a user, I want to blow my fucking brains out. An end user is my 17-year-old girl.
Fair. Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah, I worked retail for half my life, and so I'm used to the end user. I enjoy helping people, and I think that's the one thing that's kind of saved me is that I don't mind people who feel like they're dumb. I more have a problem with people who think they know everything.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's way worse.
Don't call me to fix your fucking computer and then tell me what to do to fix it. You don't call it.
As long as when I call to fix my router, the first thing you ask me is, have I turned it off and on? Goddamn, of course I have.
Yeah.
I usually when I have.
Don't make me try to do that. We've done it 4 or 5 times. You're a last effort.
Yeah. Fucking A. When I call my internet provider because my internet isn't working, like, did you do this? I said, I fucking work in IT. I said, shit doesn't work. So they had to send someone out, and it turned out that they disconnected my cable instead of my internet or my neighbor's. Yeah. And I'm like, so now you believe me?
Sons of bitches.
But I will say, I've been in a room full of other IT people and people much smarter than I am, and I've watched them try to resolve a problem, and they've all gone to the hardest idea first, and then I just say, well, have we tried rebooting, or have we tried doing this one simple step? And nobody did, and it's not uncommon for overthinking a problem when you get to a certain level. And so I can understand, you have to start with the dumbest thing first because a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of people, they're just following a tree.
Yeah.
Have you done this? If that's yes, then is it resolved? No. Okay, the next step.
Yeah, a buddy of mine worked for AT&T Uverse tech support, and he's like a fucking programmer, some genius. And he's like, a script pops up, and it tells you the question to ask, and you click yes or no. And then it gives you the next question. And
how do people still have that job? Why isn't that just completely automated?
Because it's funny because the main company is actually in the same city I live in, and the people just work from home.
Yeah, people don't like talking to the computer.
No,
that is a fact.
People, they're scared of what they don't understand, and I get it. That's why I have a job, and I'm thankful. I do pretty well to talk to stupid people, but. Fuck.
Speaking of stupid people that you can't understand, hey, you can find out more about us by going to gncast.com and joining the Galactic Collective there. You can find all of our podcasts available on iTunes and on Stitcher by looking up Galactic Netcast. You can sign up for our mega feed or sign up for the individual shows like the Podcast of Terror, Adventure Time, Who News, and now our new Galactic Gaming News has its own feed. You can also leave us feedback by emailing us at galacticnetcast@gmail.com or a voice message by calling 805-328-3966. We'd appreciate any kind of feedback you have for us.
While we're at it, Matt, why don't you go ahead and throw your social stuff in there so people can find you?
I am on Instagram. I hate, spelt that way, Matt Vincent. And Facebook, I have an athlete page. It's pretty easy to follow, find. And then YouTube is Matthew Vincent is my channel.
Weird story. So a while back I asked if you're going to be at the Arnold again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you're still ways out. I'm a planner.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's like one of two options. I'm either going to be there working with Mark Bell or I'm going to be there at Chrissy May's booth with donuts and deadlifts.
Okay. Either way, I will buy you a beer and bring you a White Monster.
Awesome.
We go there. But you may or may not remember last year randomly running into 3 guys on the street and stopping to take a picture.
Yeah, I fucking just got there.
I was one of those 3 guys.
No shit.
I had no idea who you were until the drive down, where the guy we were going with is like, "Oh, you got to check out Matt Vincent." He goes, "He's a big Violent Gentleman guy." I love Violent Gentleman. Big every time I do.
I've actually become friends with Andy Williams because of.
I should send you. I have a funny picture of him and I hugging at Warped Tour a couple years ago.
I haven't met the guy, but we text back and forth quite a bit. Like, they're in the UK right now, and so they're getting ready to finish there and then end up in Iceland. And so I've got him hooked up with some friends in Iceland to kind of show him around and then take him to train.
That's fucking awesome. I was, when we were waiting for you to get in and situated, there was a tour announcement. They were touring with Stick to Your Guns and August Burns Red.
Oh, nice. I saw August Burns Red. I think in a previous fucking life, I tour managed for a buddy's band, and I think we opened for August Burns Red and The Bled at a time. So the band I worked with was a band called Merriweather.
I've heard of them.
Okay.
Fucking an eternity ago, 5 years ago, my band opened for August Burns Red and The Devil Wears Prada at Summerfest in Milwaukee.
Nice. We played Summerfest more than once.
Yeah. I knew that I've seen that name around here a bunch, so that's funny, man. It's a small fucking world.
It is a small fucking world.
Well, I guess we should probably talk about the whole reason that we got you on here.
Oh, yeah.
Other than the box of beer I shipped you, I feel like that was, now you're just be nice.
Can I, before we fire off, I'm going to go get a refill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be quick. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
That's one of my favorite recipes.
Pause the audio real quick. Fucking cut it out. Oh, I see a dog.
I do see a dog. Hello, dog.
My wife came home, so mine stopped trying to rip the door down now.
Now, how pimp would it be if you saw his wife go running through and then see him chasing her with an axe, dressed up like Patrick Bate?
I'm gonna mention it, by the way.
All right, boys. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Corey made it funny.
Damn it.
Thought it would, I'm going to tell you, but he thought it would be funny if we saw your wife run by and you in like a latex suit with an axe chasing your wife.
Oh, it's really weird to think that because of I realize because of the angle you're at, you have no idea of the layout of my house, and it's like front door is like just outside of my office here, so it would be impossible.
You don't have basements down there, do you?
No, we can't do that.
God, how hot is it right now?
It's really nice today, so it's probably only like mid-80s.
Oh, okay. Mid-80s are about the point I want to die.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. It's like, oh, yeah, fall's kicking in. Things are fucking sweet. Like, we're going camping this weekend, so...
It's 45 degrees here.
I fucking wish.
Yeah, I could never... I was in Vegas in mid-October for a conference. It was 90.
But that's different.
Well, don't fucking tell me it's a dry heat.
Well, it is a dry heat. That's a fact. That's why people have said it for years.
Fucking hot is hot, right?
No.
You have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
This swampy, miserable shit that exists down here.
Your balls on a summer day. It is not.
The back of my legs are currently sweaty.
I'm mine too, but I have sweatpants on.
I'm in shorts, I guess.
Well, what else can you wear? You could wear a G-string, but that would be a little uncomfortable.
You don't know that.
Well, if I saw you in a G-string, I don't know you well enough to not be weirded out by seeing you.
You see ass tattoos is all you would see, so.
Okay, so it could be less weird because I like looking at tattoos, so we're good.
There you go.
And tracing them with his tongue.
Oof.
All right, Corey.
Like a cat's tongue.
My tongue is not sandpapery, though. It is velvety and delicious.
Your tongue's delicious?
Fuck you, man. I didn't
Speaking
think
of delicious, let's get a review of the beer while we're.
Oh, it's actually really good.
Have you ever
I
had?
like Great Lakes. I have not had this one, but I do like Great Lakes.
I was at.
You got someone trying to sneak in your room too.
Oh, what's up, dog? Yeah, it's my dog. One of my dogs.
Behind you.
Dieter, come here. I had Great Lakes at a bar in Milwaukee. We went out to dinner before the Russian Circles show. I don't know if you're a fan of Russian Circles. This is my dog.
Nice.
And on tap, it was really good, and that was the point. I think I started messaging you about doing Nosferatu instead of the Reanimator.
Yeah, I bet this would be awesome on tap.
Yeah. I really like Reds, and I like Imperials because I like beer. I like getting kind of shit-faced.
Smart.
So, yeah.
I usually stick to bourbon if I'm going to go that route.
Tequila makes me angry. Tequila is the only thing in the world that will like really make me an angry drunk, so I steer real clear.
That was Shinfo.
Total Shinfo, yes. Wow, that was a good one. I prefer whiskey or scotch.
Yeah, bourbon.
Okay, we're not going to have that conversation. But yes. Bourbon.
Let's put it this way: you're not going to win that conversation.
No, not at all. He's much more into these things, man, than I am. I just like tastes. Delicious taste.
Yeah, that's all that really matters.
Part of me wanted to like put together some weird beer advocate review. I don't know if you've heard those.
I have not.
Okay, well, hipsters being assholes using big words just because.
Oh, good.
It's like, I poured it. It's a nice amber color with a 1/4-inch head and great legs. It smells of mahogany and summer.
It's delicious, and I got drunk on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be mine right there. It's fucking good. I like Reds. It's tasty. So let's talk about the movie.
Let's do that.
We watched Nosferatu.
Yeah.
My first time. Matt popped my Nosferatu cherry. Thank you, because there's like a metric fuck ton of horror movies that come out every fucking year. So going back to watch the classics.
Back to the beginning.
Is very difficult. And I tried to find like a credible top 100 list that this movie did not show up on, and it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I started to kind of research and get the actors' names and shit, I found that Max Schreck played Count Orlok, which in the original German is Graf Orlok, which I was telling Corey before. Graf Orlok is a really awesome grindcore band from California that puts like movie samples in all of their songs.
Oh, that's cool.
And all their songs are like 45 seconds long. I think I had one burned CD with like 6 of their albums on it. It's fucking killer. It's good work. It's good workout music too. Them and Ghostlim. I recommend checking them out. Maybe add your hate playlist because I know you got one.
I do. It's not very angry.
No, it's not. I looked at it and I was like, man, are you sure you can lift to this?
Dude, I've been doing it for 20 years. I'm not that angry when I'm in the gym. I'm just somewhere else.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've been doing it for like 1 year.
Yeah.
I was really into eating pizza before that.
I'm super into eating pizza.
I still am, but I try.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Pizzas.
But yeah, the movie's awesome. I got exposed to it in college. I had during my illustrious tenure at LSU while getting my general studies degree, I took a class in communication studies, and it was the history of film and horror.
Oh, damn.
And so we did 3 days of class a week and discussed films, and then one night a week we met up in another like auditorium-style seat room, usually pretty loaded, and watched a horror movie.
So that's really fucking cool. My colleges were less cool, so I didn't get to do stuff like that.
With that said, I also have basically a made-up degree.
But you have a degree, which is what people want anymore.
Allegedly, I have one.
Do you really need a degree?
No.
Exactly.
No one's ever asked for it, so I'm not 100% sure where it is.
I don't know where mine are either. We started packing our house because my wife wants to buy a new one, and I don't know where all my shit went. I have one painting on the wall now.
It's centered.
It is centered. I get really pissed if I don't center things, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll eyeball it. Never centered. But why don't you go ahead and kind of explain the plot of Nosferatu?
It's basically laying out immigrants coming into Europe and how that's a bad thing. So,
Wow.
Wow.
That is the symbolism of it, but so it's I mean it was kind of a film based on Bram Stoker's Dracula, and it was pretty good adaptation of it as far as that goes. I like it better than the Keanu Reeves joint, if you will.
Good enough to get sued by the wife of Bram Stoker because it was used without permission. And
yeah, it's pretty similar, being the names and all that type of stuff.
I never knew.
Yeah, and I don't know. There's something about that film, right? Because of it being black and white and shot on such primitive gear and no sound that, to me, so you can't hide a lot of sins. So you've actually got to do some work as a director, and you're not going to have a cut every 4 seconds. You're not going to go over the shoulder. The people had to fucking act, and it was more, it's more acting like theater type stuff, because you really have to sell it up with a type of camera like that, because you can't see anything. And so I think they did a great job of set and direction and getting that story across. Not to mention the Dracula character, Count Orlok, is fucking creepy.
Yeah, and a very different take on what people imagined, what they think of when they think of vampires these days. They're much more romanticized. Going to what you were talking about with the Keanu Reeves, Gary Oldman one, it goes from the horror aspect to the very beautiful, long-haired romanticism.
Sparkle fairies, Twilight.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Twinkles, but. In this, he created a character that creeped everybody out to the point where it was rumored for a long time that he actually was a vampire. People believed that of him.
The best stuff is like back then that they would just be like, "Oh, that's what people are saying. Let it ride."
Yeah.
Yeah. When you started to describe your take on the movie, that was the point at which I was like, "Fucking cool! I'm glad you," because Corey and I make fun of movies. I see something, I'm like, here's a big steaming pile of shit.
There's plenty of those.
Oh, absolutely. But I like the fact that you kind of took a more objective approach. I never thought about the fact that this movie was from the 20s. Therefore, you don't have digital cameras. You don't have CGI. You don't have any sort of effects, really. You get what you get.
Yeah, there's no fucking like movie acting school at that point. You got to think everyone who's going to be in film at that point has definitely converted over from the stage. And so learning to act for stage and learning to act for film are completely different.
Yes.
I mean, if you're acting in front of a room and someone's going to be 200 feet from you versus you being blown up on a 12-foot screen, you've got to overemphasize the facial expressions a bit.
Facial expressions, you pantomime a lot more. Yeah. You have to react in a large way. You act larger than you would normally. I see that when I go see plays and musicals now, is that there's still that pantomime up on the stage. And it just feels very different from what you'd see in film.
Yeah, when I went and saw Book of Mormon, I just thought about, granted, I was far enough away that my squinty-ass eyes, I could barely make out any faces, so I had that going for me. Should have brought glasses. I was also pretty drunk.
I really like your outlook on life, to be personally honest, because I feel like we weren't able to go to the Book of Mormon because it was the same weekend that we were down in Florida last year for Halloween nights. But, yeah. I feel like I probably would have got drunk too. So
it's great. It is a fantastic afternoon.
And I've heard nothing but great things. Everyone that goes to see it says it's hilarious.
Not to mention, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are basically brilliant.
Yeah.
I was watching South Park just before we started doing this. I was catching up.
Yeah, I need to get in on the newest season. I have not watched it. I got rid of cable a while back, like 2 years ago.
We dropped down to 20 channels because my wife would die if she couldn't watch the Packers.
Fuck that noise. And somehow I still get football outside. No, I just meant like keeping cable, not like fucking Packers.
Yeah. You know where you are.
Back, right?
I'm a soccer guy, not a football guy, but I grew up further away from Green Bay. Now I live 20 minutes away. So the closer I am, the more I just kind of like it. And I end up going to games all the time because people always have tickets.
Yeah, see, I've never given a shit. Like, so my brother played football in college and then played a couple years in the NFL. And so by the time, like, he finished playing, I didn't have any interest in anything just because I didn't know any of these motherfuckers. So,
I don't care about the people. I have $500 riding on a spread pool with the guys in the band. So I like football for that.
I don't ever gamble on that.
Well, it's all my buddies, so it's
sure.
Not like I'm fucking sitting at some table losing money. But speaking of the last episode, I asked for help in a spread pool, and a friend of mine got real butthurt because he helps me, and he's thought I was cheating on him. Sorry, son.
Take it easy, bud.
Yeah, right.
Pump the brakes a little bit. Why don't you take a couple plays off?
Yeah, pussy. But yeah, so that's why I like football, because I'm a competitive human being. So when I play fantasy, I want to win.
All right.
We'll circle back to the movie, why we're here. Yeah, when you're talking about the acting, like the first scene of the movie when dude's bringing his woman flowers.
Yep.
I was waiting for words. I knew it was a silent movie, but I was waiting for words to pop up on the screen. But he kept making facial expressions, and I was like, man, this is pretty fucking cool. Like, it kind of forces you to continue to watch the movie. Like a lot of the movies.
And there's a lot to be said for, I mean, shit, movies that'll leave more up to your imagination, because chances are far more, what I'm going to imagine in my head is far worse or more terrifying than what you're going to show me.
That's exactly right. And we talk about that a little bit with horror and other things too, is the fact that there's some things that when they're older, they feel a lot more brutal because of what they're not showing you than what they are showing you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, in the 20s, they didn't rely on gore to scare you.
You couldn't
know what gory was.
Right, I mean, black and white, makes things really tricky. I mean, even through a lot of the Hitchcock stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a guy of gore, but it's suspense, and it's the thrill, and it's that tease and that edge of your seat waiting for this to happen.
Yeah, and Roger Ebert's review of this film, he said, "Here's a story of Dracula before it was buried alive in cliches, jokes, TV skits, cartoons, and more than 30 other films. This film is in awe of its material. It seems to really believe in vampires." And that's true. That's the thing, is that this is before everybody had just made vampires to be all these other things and just oversimplified it. I've been reading Dracula comics and stories and stuff since I was a little kid in the 70s, and there was always something that I thought Dracula was cool. I don't know that I ever found him terrifying, and by the time we got to George Hamilton playing him in Love at First Bite, it was like, oh, now it's funny.
And that's... Y'all have an audio shit going on?
Are you losing your mind?
No, I can hear you. We got a little jumbly there for a second.
Okay.
I can hear myself popping out.
I mean, that's until we got to that point where now what we're recreating is Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
At some point, we are playing on a remix at all levels. That what's neat about being the first guy to kind of attack the genre, there aren't any rules. And so that's kind of what they did with Nosferatu. I mean, whether intentional or not. I mean, I'm sure they weren't expecting a couple guys to chat about their silent film over YouTube.
90 some odd years later, 93.
Right.
Which is impressive, because Corey and I have talked about on previous episodes, like movies that kind of paved the way for the slasher. Your Hellraiser, your Halloween, your Friday the 13th. This movie kind of paved the way for all of horror. Not only for the Dracula story and all that shit, but just for horror movies on a whole. This was one of the first ones. I don't even know what movie came before this. I'm sure I could Google it, but I'm a lazy human being. But this is the first notable movie that really stood the test of time, and the fact that it still has a prominent hold on the horror industry almost 100 years later, amongst your Saw 7 fucking movies and your 13, Friday the 13th, this shit, it's really impressive.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of stuff that still has a lot of merit. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff that came out from this kind of era. Like, I really dig the Boris Karloff Frankenstein. I really, really like the Island of the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Kind of old horror films like that. I mean, that's kind of your first intro to zombies, is the Island of Dr. Caligari. Or the Cabinet, sorry. And it's cool to see that take on it before anything becomes cliche.
Yeah, and even going off of that, I got the Abbott and Costello, one of the Abbott and Costello sets that has Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Yeah, they go against all the Universal monsters.
All the Universal. So you get Boris Karloff, and that to me is one of those things that I'm going to push Matt into doing at some point on the show, anyways. But that was that moment of, here are all these things that are real horror monsters and are real horror movies, and we're taking them and we are putting them into a situation of comedy with these other characters. But they were still played for fear in that. It inserting two comedic characters, but not making the monsters dumb or funny. And
right, but would you consider that at parody level?
To a certain degree, absolutely. But it's parody inserted into something where it's still respecting the original. And I think that kind of is different from what we get when we have Leslie Nielsen playing Dracula.
Yeah, for sure. I've always just I don't remember who said it, but I think there's a lot of truth to the idea that like once something's parodied, the genre needs to be reinvented.
Yeah.
I think for like Scream is a parody of slasher films, but it's a good one.
Oh yeah. But then eventually it became a parody of itself.
Correct.
By the time they get to the fourth one, I mean, it's really we're deconstructing our own movie at this point.
Right. So it's really weird. But Scream's the first one, I believe. So it's your first slasher film that I can think of that also addressed the slasher genre as being a thing.
Yeah.
Like I can't think offhand of a zombie movie that actually refers to the zombies as zombies.
Right, and that's kind of the conceit is that every time you get a zombie movie, they don't recognize that they're in a zombie movie.
So this universe that they're in does not have films where zombies are a thing.
What about Zombieland though? Yes, a parody film of zombie movies in a sense.
Do they call them zombies?
And that's the thing. I'm not entirely sure. Google this shit.
Well, I know. As far as like The Walking Dead does not refer to them as zombies. They're walkers, or there's this and that. So, and then there's a period of time in all those things where they have to figure out how to kill fucking zombies, where I feel like we got that thing under control if zombies pop up.
Yeah, and then it's going to turn out that the real way to kill zombies is to take off their big toes.
Yeah, it was never their head at the whole time.
Oh, you get rid of their big toes, they can't walk. Right. Zombies are all about balance.
Going back a little bit, when you're talking about Frankenstein and your love of the original, what's your kind of take on like the constant remakes? I saw there's another remake coming out.
I don't watch them.
Okay.
I honestly haven't seen a new horror film in quite some time. I can't even honestly think of the last.
I'm trying to think
new horror film I've watched. I find the stuff from like Sinister or any of those things to be super fucking creepy.
Did you see the second Sinister?
I didn't see any of them. Mostly because I've found them creepier than I felt like watching on an airplane, whereas where I watch movies.
Fair enough. You do a lot of reading on airplanes?
Yes.
There's a creepypasta. I would have to dig it out. I'll send it to you. That people claim that Sinister is based off of. I think in a previous episode. But there's the subreddit No Sleep, which is all.
Yeah. I'm very familiar with that. I like that type of stuff.
Yeah, there's a dude. The username's Bloodstains. He apparently wrote something, and they think that that's what Sinister was kind of loosely based off of. The whole like
nice
shit being real fucked up. But yeah, Sinister. That stuff to me is creepy too. I really liked the first Sinister movie. We saw Green Inferno in the theaters with my wife.
Oh man, that one I'm really into.
You are? Okay.
I want to see that one. I have not seen it yet. I really want to. Mostly, I like Eli Roth because he's a fucking lunatic.
Did you see Cannibal Holocaust?
Yeah, I've seen it.
What were your thoughts on that?
I assume they're very similar.
Oh, no. I mean, when you saw Cannibal Holocaust, what did you think?
I thought it was entertaining. I wasn't freaked out by it. But there's not a lot of shock anymore.
How long ago did you see it?
Cannibal Holocaust?
Yeah, we're talking like 5, 10, 15 years ago?
Yes, like the longest of those options.
15? That's the biggest one. Okay, I saw it probably 10 years ago, and I just remember thinking, like, I don't ever need to see this movie again.
See, it didn't do anything of that for me. What movie did I see that I realized, like, I don't need to see The Road again?
I don't think I ever saw that one.
No, that super fucking bummed me out.
Oh, it didn't scare you, it just bummed you out.
Yeah, it's a super fucking bummer. A Serbian film. I don't need to see a Serbian film again.
I keep hearing that. I have no interest in seeing that movie.
You shouldn't. Yeah. The problem with it is it's actually really well acted.
And that's really hard to come by in horror.
It's well shot and it's well acted, but it's fucked.
God, see, part of me wants to see it, and
just read the Wikipedia on it and decide if those are things you'd like to see depicted. And if they're not, Don't watch that film.
That's actually a really good way to put it. Um, that's fucking choice.
Yes, I realized I didn't need to see that film
Oh,
twice.
oh, you've seen it twice. Okay, so that's
No, I did not need to see it a second time.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm one and done. Yeah, I felt that way about The Mist. The Mist was actually a pretty great movie, but the ending just kind of it hit me so hard that I was like, I don't need to watch this again.
Okay, I need to see that one. I have not watched that one.
To be fair, I feel the same way about Serenity, and Serenity is one of those things that I absolutely love, and I love the show that it was based off of. But
You're afraid it'll ruin it if you watch it more.
I just don't want to watch it again because it just literally tears your heart out, sort of.
Yeah, okay.
You're talking about the 2007 Mist, right?
Yes.
Okay. I own it, but I don't remember like feeling feelings after I saw it. I think I thought it sucked.
It has a lot of really good points, and then it's still not an elevated, fantastic horror movie. But I think there's enough there that it's pretty solid.
Don't worry about him, Corey.
Really
He thought Patrick
is
Bateman
kind of-
was actually killing people.
Yeah.
With all due respect. And I love Stephen King. I grew up on Stephen King. My mom read all his books. And I think what I was hoping for with The Mist was more of like the Langoliers or the Tommyknockers, and I just didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Pet Sematary. I've never been a real Stephen King fan.
His shit's weird. It
Yep.
always has some weird alien twist to it. So
Yeah.
I get it, but there's something about it. Like the movie It is.
Oh, it's golden. And Stephen King could have just stopped making movies shortly after that for a long period of time.
But I mean, like, well, I guess Stephen King probably had a hand in all those movies, all those like TV to movie shits he did.
Yeah, I'm sure he got paid a lot, which seems like a hell of a thing to do if you decide to be an author, period.
Get a fucking boatload of money. Plus, he was in all.
Yeah, with that said, I mean, if someone approached me to write a real steaming pile and I wasn't going to ever have to work again, I'm into that.
Oh, absolutely. There's the Sci-Fi Geeks Club that I'm on once in a while. We had Andy Weir on, who wrote the Mark.
Can't believe you guys got to talk to him.
2 times.
That's so fucking cool, dude. I loved the book.
And the whole start of me getting on this episode or on the show was when I saw you were reading it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
he's a normal human being now. I can talk to him.
Dude, I explain that to people, right? So the Highland Games or the strength stuff or any of that stuff for me, it's just something I do. It's something I enjoy. It's something I love. None of that shit's going to make my tombstone.
No, but still, like, and a lot of people see like public figures and think they're on this other plane. I have a buddy of mine he's the singer of a death metal band called Abiotic. He's on tour with Cattle Decapitation right now. I don't expect you to know either of those bands, but Cattle Decapitation is one of my favorite bands ever.
Right.
And just knowing that my buddy is on tour with them, it makes him sound like a normal human being.
Well, and that's exactly the thing. That's no different than fucking Andy Williams or other people in strength, like Jim Wendler or any of these other people that that now I'm friends with, which I don't consider myself in their realm, but
But like you said,
yes.
you're just kind of a normal guy that kind of got. I don't want to say got lucky. You worked your ass off, but you worked your ass off to get somewhere. And now people know who you are. That's likely.
Yes, it's all been calculated.
That probably has
It's been a lot of work for everyone to know who I am.
But was your goal ever to be known, or is it just to be good?
The goal was to be good at Highland Games. The goal was to be good at strength sports.
Yeah.
And then after that, the goal became sharing information. And if you want to share information and reach people, you have to be known.
And now you have a really fucking cool clothing line.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun running. It's been a lot of fun / headaches / learning experience to have a brand.
Let me tell you something. The Contigo cup, which I'm currently drinking, is a fucking tank.
I think those things are a beast.
It fell out of my backpack the other day on my way into work, and
no spills, no nothing.
No, it was shooting coffee everywhere. But
fuck yeah.
I reseated it, and the thing, it doesn't fucking spill.
No.
You took like a 6-foot fall. I love
No,
it.
I've been drinking. I want to do some hate brand of the 50/50 big thermal water bottles.
Please do, because I'd buy one. You should also.
The problem is like to do them. Like I got pricing to do it, and then to like have my logo like etched into it, and like I have to sell them for fucking $50.
So, I had mentioned to you a buddy of mine does a clothing MS. He does everything for pre-order, so he doesn't do shit until he already has money, and then he prints a few extras to have on hand. You might want to consider that, because then that's really...
that was originally the plan. That is what I originally did, and then that was cool because it was like, oh shit, we'll get the pre-order, then we can order stuff and then print and get stuff out, and it was like, we'll get stuff out in 2 weeks. It's really no big deal. They got to wait a little bit longer, right? And then we did the second pre-order, and we took like 6 weeks to get shit to people, and for me, that's a super fucking bummer.
Oh yeah,
that's way too long. Yeah.
Whatever. I'm still waiting for a Kickstarter perk that I bought in 2012.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those.
Yeah.
I think I have a coin that was supposed to show up, and I never got one of those.
Probably figure that one out, man.
Nah, whatever.
That's the way I've come to. Like, if I pre-order something and it takes forever to show up, I'm like, well, that money's already gone, so what do I really care?
Right. Which, I don't want that for... It's a fucking t-shirt. And so the problem was we went from like the first pre-order we had, it was like, oh, cool, we sold like 35 t-shirts. This is awesome. And then the second one came and we sold 500.
Holy shit.
And so doing 500 t-shirts pre-order that you want to stitch a logo on the bottom is far more of a pain in the ass than 30.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you stitch your patch on them.
Well, I don't anymore.
Oh, you don't?
No, because it takes fucking forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we switched away from pre-order. I'm happier doing it the way I'm doing it. So.
Yeah, I just bought other shit that's not shirts, so I wouldn't know about the patch.
There you
go. I don't know. I mean, is there anything else you want to say about Nosferatu? I'll sit here and bullshit all day. You can ask my wife. I'm terrible.
Let me think. Nosferatu. Like I said earlier, so I was kind of joking about it, but that's something that we had talked about once. I want to say in the class I had, that Bram Stoker, so his approach to this and what really rang true was, he wrote this and where he was he English? Is Bram Stoker English? He's definitely part of mainland Europe, let's just say somewhere between the major countries that people were interested in living in at that time.
Is it Anglo-Irish?
He was in America?
London, UK.
Okay. There we go. So, I mean, that's kind of the scoop of the whole Dracula myth is that these Eastern Europeans, from Transylvania, from the Balkans, were moving, these rich Eastern Europeans and their creepy white skin and long fingers were going to move into Europe and bring these rats and disease and plague with them and then start taking over. And that was kind of what this fear of the whole Dracula myth played on. And that's what stressed people out at that time.
And they kind of do that in the film as the vampire shows up and the boat, they start investigating all the dead people on the ship that brought him across. They're like, oh, it must be the plague. Everybody go to your homes and don't leave and don't come to the hospital at all. It's like we have to shut down the entire city because of the plague just arriving. And they were just so quick to believe it without really much investigation, although how much was there that they could have really determined at that point?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's a lot going on a lot of different levels. And I don't know, I think Nosferatu could be my favorite vampire. Outside of Blade, of course.
I thought you were going to say outside of Twilight. I was going to tell you to kindly go fuck yourself.
You don't even know, man.
Really kindly.
I've seen the first one, and I hated the first one. And now
you got a film where you got fucking teenage vampires that twinkle, and you got werewolves that fucking their jorts explode when they turn into wolves. They jump over logs. These guys are hell on groceries. You got to deal with necrophilia. You got to deal with all kinds of stuff in the Twilight Zone.
I'm gonna have to take notes when I watch these movies now.
Oh, there's a lot going on. And look, where I was going earlier, Like Edward's character. I mean, so actual age and timeline, he's like 110, I believe. And so you're talking about a guy that survived like Civil War and all this shit. And as a 30-year-old with the fucking micron of wisdom that I have in my life of never having to go fight overseas or do any of those things, I'm not interested in talking to an 18-year-old girl, much less falling madly in love with one.
But
he has the wisdom of someone who's 100 who existed before air condition or fucking running water in our country, traveled by rail. His answer for anything she says is good. It should just be, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Nothing you care about matters.
I think you just thought more about that situation than the person who wrote Twilight ever gave two shits about.
Well, now, she did just announce that she is releasing a gender-swapped version of the story called Life and Death, where Bella is now the character.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like fucking Harry Potter. Like, she's putting out more books now, too, because a dump truck full of money showed up.
Can't argue with that point. Like I said, I'm mad there's a market.
Yeah. We're apparently in the outside circle.
I mean, just goddamn read it again. I mean, why do they need to make another one?
A lot of her fans are pissed because what they were expecting was her to do the story that was from Edward's point of view that she's talked about for several years, but instead she just gender swapped them and rewrote the same book.
God, I wish that she wrote it as Edward kind of as a bro.
Yeah.
This fucking chick. Fucking griping about nothing. I had to sit through fucking 1,100 pages before I got them panties off.
30 chapters.
Oh, God, dude. I'm far more into, oh, God damn it. I like the Jennifer Lawrence
Hunger Games.
thing. Yeah.
I was going to say my wife is really into the Hunger Games, and she's
Those are far more entertaining than Twilight as far as the theory goes, but I saw Lord of the Flies and Battle Royale, and they did it better.
Did you see Battle Royale when they released it with the English overdubs, or did you read it at subtitles?
I read subtitles. I refuse to watch fucking English overdubs.
Half of it is funny because of the English overdubs, so I...
Right. So, look, I would watch it now because I've seen Battle Royale a bunch. The same reason, like, I don't want to watch Old Boy. The fucking remake of that I refuse to ever watch. But I'm not going to watch that one with English either.
Fair enough. I've never seen Old Boy.
I want... What's that?
Yeah, I know, right?
You've never seen Old Boy?
No, it's up there with, like, Serbian film.
No, it's way better than Serbian film. Fucking Old Boy is fantastic.
I will download it and watch it.
Let
me ask you this. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but on July 29th, they reported that they're making a remake of Nosferatu, written and directed. Okay, so that answers that question.
It doesn't need to be remade.
I'm not arguing that, so I guess I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it, because how do you remake a 100-year-old movie?
They fucking did it already. That's what Bram Stoker's Dracula was. They tried like fuck to make Gary Oldman that character. It's going to be a big CG jerk-off. Least they could do is fucking bring in, like, Tom Savini to do makeup or some shit like that, and instead, the actors are going to show up for 30 minutes of actual acting, and the rest of it's just going to be a fucking cartoon like Spider-Man.
Do you watch Master of None on Netflix at all? Are you familiar with it?
No, what is that?
Ansari show.
Yes, I do watch that. I thought that's what you were talking about, but was not certain.
Yeah,
I just got into it.
I just watched it, the 5th episode, and he's acting, and he's like sitting in a chair, and he's asking the director how he wants to act, and the guy goes, it's 99%.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But the sad reality is that's what movies have become.
Well, but movies have become that not because directors are lazy, but because we've told them that's what we want to see.
Yes, and it all goes back to it's sad that there's a market for that. People want to see
blow up. They want to see flash that. Dude, I can't fucking even see half of what's happening in a Transformers film.
Yeah, I can't.
Not to mention they just reuse scenes from other shit movies that Michael Bay did.
Yeah, my eyes glaze over when I watch the Transformers stuff. I can't do it. I can't tell any difference between any of the characters.
No.
And it's just,
I fucking couldn't care any less.
And Skrillex.
Same reason, this is one of my favorite things to say, but same reason I didn't bother watching Lord of the Goddamn Rings. Because I watched Willow, and they wrapped up that story in 90 minutes. I didn't need 9 hours of it.
Oh, fuck, I forgot. I saw the Two Towers or whatever the second one was here. Just fucking 2 hours of a dude walking.
Yeah, I think it's a lot about Hitler.
Yeah. What?
There's a lot of that going on. Kind of World War II is a lot of what's happening in Lord of the Rings. But most things you could say that when there's a good and bad.
Okay, I was like, I really want you to explain how you think Lord of the Rings ties into Nazi Germany.
I wrote a paper on that in college. I'd have to go back and find that.
Please do. That's all. I kind of want to read that. I hate reading.
I would hate to fucking read a paper I wrote back in college.
Touche. I don't think I kept any papers I wrote in college.
No, I definitely did not. All right, so favorite horror film. I know that's really tough, and I know that's a weird.
Are we going based on?
I'll throw mine out just to fucking break the ice. So, 28 Days Later.
That's a good fucking movie.
To me, it's one of the. It's close to perfect, as far as your protagonist isn't causing any of the fucking problems, so I don't want him to die. He's not making obviously shit decisions at any point during the film. Mm-hmm. None of that. So it's beautifully shot. Yes. And covers way more issue of the infected, because they're not fucking zombies. The infected are not as big of a problem as other people.
And going back on what you said about them not being zombies but they're infected, I liked that about 28 Days Later.
Of course. You can make up your own rules.
Exactly. They didn't hinge on the fact that they were zombies. They were just
zombies don't run.
Exactly. And they were the first movie where quote unquote zombies ran.
I don't know that that's true.
I'm not.
I went over that a lot
because I don't know for sure. It was the first newer horror movie I saw in which zombies ran.
Dawn of the Dead? The Dawn of the Dead remake?
I think 28 Days Later came out
before.
Let's see here. 28 Days Later, 2002. Dawn of the Dead remake. 2004. Yeah. So 28 Days Later came out first. But Dawn of the Dead was a bastardization of the original Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, but it's super entertaining.
100% entertaining.
Yeah.
The opening scenes.
It's fucking great.
Oh, so good.
And in the neighborhood, yeah.
And it paved the way for like the Dead Rising video games.
Yeah, right. Which those are fantastic. Those are an easy way to kill a big chunk of the day, except for the first one. Those AI cocksuckers are fucking useless. There's no way to save them all. They'll just fucking run themselves into trouble, and I no longer want to help them.
That's every game.
They got way better in the second. I didn't play much of the third.
I didn't play any of the third. I think I played the second the most, and I kind of touched the first one a little bit. Did you ever play DayZ? I don't know.
No, I haven't. So in my video game times, I've never really gotten into any of the MMORPGs.
Okay. I would recommend. Now, my problem with DayZ is I would want to play with buddies, and you spend like 2 hours trying to fucking find each other because there's no.
Right. So I realize what a time waste that would be for me, and I know what a hole. The same reason I'm not going to buy Fallout. The reason I haven't upgraded from a PS3 to the 4 or the Xbox One.
I can't argue with that. I bought a PS4 the day it came out, mainly to get the new FIFA game. I stand by that decision, but there's still like I bought the new Batman. I got it for like $2, and it's just kind of sitting there staring at me. And I played it for like an hour, and I'm like, God, I really wish I had time to do that.
See, that's how I felt about like Last of Us. I wanted to play Last of Us more, but I also don't totally get into a really linear story. It's really shitty, so I want both. I want things to do, but I don't want there just to be one direction to always go.
A, I love One Direction. B, you could get Until Dawn. You'd have to get a PS4, but it plays like a slasher movie, and I don't know exactly how many outcomes there are, but it's at least 100.
See, my neighbor's got it, and he's been sending us pictures of his chick playing it, and all fucking super freaked out.
Kick in the door.
Yeah. No, they're rad. I'll go over there. That's usually where I'll go play video games.
Yeah, it's fucking cool because I hate my neighbors because he almost blew my house up once. But that's
my neighbors are alright. My neighbors are really cool. He's got a media room, which is I've never thought about having one until he had one, and I was like, oh, this is alright.
I know
That's
now.
how it happens.
When we look at houses, I'm like, this one has a theater. We could just have a theater in our house. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he's got like 3 big like leather electronic recliners and a big screen. It's not even in a big room. It's just dark. He's got a backlit LED, backlit screen.
So that's pretty choice. I thought about getting it.
Pretty cool.
On my TV.
I worked for we'll just say the world's biggest electronics retailer for a number of years, and I did in-home installations and computer repairs and stuff for them. And I started doing stuff for the home theater people more and more. And so in Marin, there are people there who work for Pixar or for LucasArts and things. So I've been into the theater rooms in people's houses that are like going to the theater, and it's insanity.
I don't need any of that. I don't need like some big 50-seat thing, right? Because the only 2 people I care to really have in my house are my wife and myself. Just need 2, like a nice closet.
Yeah, but it's just like pulling your dick out and rubbing it in somebody's face. It's not that you need it. It is fun to do. And I've just revealed how I spend my Saturday night.
Tell your wife I'm sorry for Dick Rub Saturdays.
Dick Rub Saturdays. You give them enough Ambien and then you just do what you want.
Yeah, they won't know. I won't hurt them.
No, they signed up for that. That's what the ring's for.
Right? I try and tell my wife that all the time. I'm like,
That 5'8" stack of curves in there that is my legal property.
Yeah, I like to call my wife 5 feet of fury because she'll get fucking pissed. We were out in Minneapolis last weekend. Went and saw City in Color, and dude, people at shows just piss her off. It's fucking hilarious to watch because I don't know. I'm not a small dude, so people don't really bother me, but they just hesitate to push the 5-foot lady out of the way. I'm like, I can't go to shows. Fuck you up!
Unless I know someone playing and I can have some type of stage access or away from people, no fucking way. Not only that, like, most shows don't even start till 11 p.m., and I've usually been asleep for 3 hours by that time.
Yeah, I'm old as fuck. I don't do bar shows much anymore.
Nope.
I miss playing shows something fierce, so I like going to rekindle that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I worked in bars.
Go ahead.
You were talking about working in bars. We all cut.
Yeah, I worked in bars and strip clubs all the way through college, and so by the time I got done with that,
the fucking city I grew up in, if you worked in the strip club, your buddy's mom's probably stripping there. It was not a cool city to go to a strip club.
I didn't grow up in Baton Rouge, so that made that part better.
Fair enough.
But the strip club I worked at was like a solid 4 out of 10 on the nice scale.
I'm trying to think. We went to a strip club last time I was in Lawrence. My buddy was the DJ there. And there's something special about watching strippers strip into like Glassjaw and stuff. You just can't get that. I don't know.
Yeah, you get some strippers dancing to Ape Dos Mil, it's fucking
A, dude. I'm pretty sure it was that and Pretty Lush for the 2 songs we played.
Yeah, look, I'm a giant Palumbo fan. Daryl Palumbo's fucking.
So, riddle me this: are you going to the Coheed show?
No.
So fuck you. I'm fucking going to Chicago. I hate.
There's no show I'm going to. I don't want to go to a place where people exist. If you said, "Hey, Coheed's gonna play at this place for Matt Vincent to go watch, and they're gonna start at 7 p.m.," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, that sounds awesome."
Well, let me rephrase that. Coheed and Cambria are not a good band in my opinion. Glassjaw's opening.
Right. Okay. I saw Glassjaw play at Warped Tour.
Oof.
Fuck, a long time ago.
I saw the Deftones in Glassjaw.
Wow. I don't think I may have seen Deftones.
I've seen Deftones a lot. It was the summer into my freshman year of high school, so we're talking 15 years ago.
Yeah, Jesus.
That was a fucking time. I'd never listened to Glassjaw before. They played Siberian Kiss, and I just remember I'm a drummer. I watched the drummer. I remember that guy fucking hitting every symbol known to man, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. But I also really liked the Daryl Palumbo's side project.
Head Automatica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that silly shit, fun stuff too.
Corey and I were about to record a podcast, and I'm like, we have to postpone this for like 15 minutes because I got to buy Glassjaw tickets.
Yeah.
True fucking story. I made him wait.
You gotta have your priorities.
That's like I'm old, man. That's like my last cool thing to do is to go to concerts.
Well, that was like joking around, talking with like Andy again from HVIII. It's like they occasionally come down to New Orleans, and that's about an hour from here.
Do you go to those at least?
I haven't.
Okay.
With that, to be fair, I haven't been home. I'd like to believe that if they were playing in New Orleans and had some free time so that I could actually just go hang out for a while, I would go. But if it was like, the show starts at midnight, probably not.
See, up here...
I'll be so fucking mad by midnight.
Yeah, shows
I won't enjoy the show.
Around here, so it's not bad. But I also have to fucking drive down to Milwaukee, which is 2 hours, to see a show.
Which means I'm getting a hotel because I'm sure shit not driving back.
Dude, there's something special about sleeping in my own bed. I will drive the 2 hours.
Man, no way.
But you spend far more time in hotel rooms than I do, so...
That's true. Hotel rooms don't stress me out anymore.
Yeah, and I like my dogs.
Like 120 nights a year, hotels, no big deal.
Fuck. Are you a Million Mile member of Delta yet?
No. Fuck no, I drive Southwest.
Oh, okay. I don't know what their status is.
A-list preferred, so I basically always get an exit row seat. I'm like one of the first 15 or whatever on the plane, so I'm always in an exit row. I get 2 free bags. It's all right. It's nothing great.
Was that the highest status, or can you keep going?
There's one higher, and it's they have A-list preferred with companion pass, which means I can just bring someone else on any flight I go on.
For free?
Yeah.
God damn.
Nice.
But that's 150,000 miles.
How many are you at right now?
Like 100.
That's not that.
It's 50% more than I've traveled, and it's November.
That's true. Sometimes I forget what day it is.
So that's adding 50 more hotel nights to my, I fly 40 plus times a year.
I hate flying too, so you're a fun to me.
Almost once a week, yeah.
Yeah. Every time I check Instagram, you're on some fucking flight.
Yep.
So was like this a heavy travel year for you, or is that pretty standard?
It's pretty standard. I'm basically fucking really gone from May until the end of September, until the end of the game season. I'll do 20 competitions from May till September, and they're all on weekends. So Friday to Monday, I'm kind of gone.
And like we talked earlier, you have a normal 9 to 5. How does your job handle that? Are they just...
They're awesome.
There he goes again.
Yeah, they're awesome. And it's a sales gig. It's a sales gig, and I'm an outside sales rep. I work out of my house if I'm not on the road, like going to see customers. So I book my own meetings and do stuff like that. So a standard week for me is my customers really don't want to see me on Monday or Friday anyway. And so nice. Tuesday to Thursday I'm on the road. And then Monday and Friday I'm either booking meetings or I'm following up with what I did that week. So like we can, say, hey, it was great seeing you on Thursday. Can we talk more about X, Y, or Z?
That's awesome.
Yeah, your job is, can you achieve the sales that you need to achieve? It's not a matter of how much time you spend in the office doing it.
Correct. As long as I'm doing my job, no one really seems to give much of a fuck about how I do my job.
Yep.
I deal with sales guys once in a while for computer hardware, so I can appreciate your approach to that, because there's a lot of times I just don't want to deal with it. Don't fucking call me 3 times a week. I'll get you an answer.
I'm not a pushy sales guy. The beauty of it is I learned a long time ago that the things I actually sell, like the service that we do, most of my customers already know what that service is. We didn't fucking reinvent anything.
Right.
And so I don't really have to explain it or talk about it for that matter. I would rather build the relationship so that my customers want to buy it from me instead of someone else.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. There's no shortage of companies that are selling the same product.
Yeah.
At a figure out who can get you the best deal and who's doing it a little better than the next guy. So everyone wants to. It results in a lot of free stuff. I'm not gonna lie, but
I've learned to turn my strength life into free things. I like stuff.
See, I think I built a few computers for people in return for free tattoo work. So you
Smart.
take what you got. And
Yeah. Fuck, man. I want to finish. I got really itchy about tattoos the other night, and I want to get more work done, and I don't have time.
Oh, see, I decide to buy other things, so I'm like, whatever, next time.
Well, I want to finish the horror movie sleeve.
You have a Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein tattoo.
Yep, I've got Frankenstein's monster.
Okay.
And then I've got Leatherface.
Ah, fucking yeah, I never saw that one.
Damn.
I don't know if I can.
Oh. Hold on. There you go.
That is very sharp.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
So I want that artist to do the sleeve, but the issue is he is in Southern California, and I live in Louisiana.
Well, how often do you get out to California?
4 or 5 times a year, but
Doing shit?
not to go spend 2 days in a chair.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my trips are fly out Friday, come home Monday, and I usually compete. Getting tattooed is not so cool for competing for 2 days out in the sun.
Not getting tattooed is not so cool ever at this.
No, it's really fucking lame. And like both of these portraits, these were both like 11-hour sittings.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
It's super fucking lame.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it whatsoever.
It's a lot of time in a chair. I feel your pain.
Yeah, I mean, so the left arm is fully sleeved, the left chest is done, and the back is done from like the shoulder blades to the back of my knees.
Oh, you have a really big ass turtle shell.
Yeah.
See, I have my entire chest on, 3/4 sleeve on one arm, half sleeve on the other, one half sleeve on my leg. Haven't touched my back yet because my justification was I can't see it, so why do it?
Yeah, it's super not fun to get tattooed.
Really?
No, it's fucking lame.
You have your calves tattooed?
Nope.
You have your feet tattooed though, don't you?
Yeah, tops of my feet are done, and those were by far the worst.
See, and I have a buddy of mine who had his feet tattooed and couldn't walk. Another friend of mine had.
I didn't have that happen.
See, another friend of mine went back to work landscaping like 2 days later.
Yeah, your buddy seems kind of like a pussy.
Well, there's 2 different people. One guy A who couldn't walk.
Well, not the one who went to landscaping detail. I think he's probably fine.
No, that dude's tough as nails. But
yeah, he's probably doing all right. Whereas My Little Pony over there, who had to soak his feet and put him up for a couple days.
That's fucking hilarious. I played in a band with the guy who couldn't walk, so that's really funny. He was kind of always
like all the time.
Was he the singer?
No, he was our bass player.
Oh, that's just as bad.
Yeah.
You couldn't walk like he was in a chair?
No. He was a pussy.
Polio?
He wore like flip flops and would like gently saunter around.
Oh God.
Right? When I got my chest tattooed, like a bug landed on my chest, and this is my wife's favorite story because I don't like bugs. So I wound up and went to slap the bug, and the bug flew away, and I just.
Oh yeah, you got to set those tattoos. Smart stuff. So I worked as a tattoo artist for about a year.
How'd that pan out for you?
I liked it, but at the same time, I had opened a bicycle shop, and I wasn't going to be very good at either of them halfway. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, where were you in your Highland Games career at this point?
Non-existent.
Oh, okay.
I've only done Highland Games since like 2009.
Oh, really?
I graduated college like in 2004. So I had like a 5-year window there where I basically just fucked off.
You graduated college in 2004?
5. Yeah, 4.
Are
One
you
of those two.
right now? I graduated high school in 2004, and I'm 30.
I'm 32.
Yeah.
I graduated high school in 2001.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy schooling down there in the South, apparently.
Yeah, we go quick. It's not a lot of learning when you're getting general studies degrees.
Well, whatever.
Not exactly a goddamn doctor over here.
Well, you're doing better than I am, and I was in school for like 5 fucking years or something.
Fuck, you couldn't pay me to go back to school.
I wanted to get a master's, and then I finished my bachelor's, and I'm like, no, I'm actually pretty good. So we'll just stop right here. That's fucking awesome. Well, I guess I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but it's been rad.
Yeah, no shit.
At the end of every review, we give it a score out of 5 dead hookers. I'm going 5 out of 5 dead hookers on Nosferatu.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for 5 out of 5.
Yeah, there's no way to. What kind of bullshit are we gonna do if we piss on Nosferatu and say, "Oh, it's not that great"? No, it's really that great.
Let's just give it a 1.
Or are you a fucking communist?
Yeah. No, it's fucking great. It's a great film.
Yeah,
I'm great film.
super happy you twisted my arm real hard to watch that. So next, I guess we're gonna do Twilight or something.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude,
Hey,
no,
we'll do the whole trilogy. We don't have to do 3 fucking episodes. We can just cover it all.
that's fine. I'll do.
One elongated episode.
That's fine with me.
Hey,
Uncut.
we are going into December. Matt here and I decided that we were going to try to do Christmas-themed horror movies for the month. Is there a Christmas-themed?
Oh Jesus, he's got a whole list already.
No, I don't. I'm just trying to even fucking rattle off any I know. Didn't there that one Black Christmas, and then there's Deck the Halls. The Black Christmas one had that chick from Party of Five in it, didn't it? Man, synapses are firing real weird right now.
I mean, Jennifer Love Hewitt was in the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies.
No.
Christmas.
I was talking about the younger Party of Five.
Michelle.
Lacey Charbonard.
Lacey Chabert.
Yeah, Lacey Chabert.
Yeah. So I think she was in one of the weird Christmas films. Didn't
It's Black Christmas.
Fuck yeah. And then
I actually really want to see Krampus. I don't know if it's even out yet.
Krampus. Yeah.
Should be out pretty soon, I think, in the next couple of weeks.
Who told me about Krampus?
The
I
League.
think it was Kelly Starrett.
Oh yeah,
Lived
Krampus.
in Germany for a while.
Why does that name ring a
He's
bell?
a mobility guy. Works with that does some other stuff. Yeah, I think he told me about the Krampus stuff. And then we went to Amsterdam last year for New Year's.
Jesus.
And they have a weird thing over there called Black Pete.
So,
Which
right there, Krampus.
no, it would just Google Black Pete and treat yourself to those images.
It's a dude in blackface. That's a,
Not technically.
get out of here.
Black Pete is Santa Claus's helper.
Get the fuck out of here.
Not a black
Yeah.
guy. He is Santa Claus's helper who's covered in coal dust from going up and down chimneys.
Oh, that's how they explain the blackface.
That is how they do it.
That's awesome. Please don't.
I love the idea that they have parades of people in blackface, and I think about how
my
fucking
God.
insane people would go over here.
I wonder how that would go over in our neck of the woods.
Yeah. Oh no, it wouldn't. We're offended of just about everything.
Yeah, in the first page of images for Black Pete, there is basically a protest going on
Yes.
of a bunch of African American people holding up a T-shirt with Black Pete's face on it with a cross going through it, just like, no, this is not okay.
No Black Pete. Yeah.
I'm assuming that they're American. I don't know that they are.
I'm assuming they are too. I would think the people in Amsterdam or the Dutch are not so easily offended.
No, not at all. At least I'm not.
Open brothels and legal marijuana. I don't believe that they're easily that offended.
I don't know.
We are really good at it here.
Ugh.
Well, we haven't been a country that long.
That's true.
We have a lot to learn. We've also never been taken over by another army.
Yet.
And there's a lot that after you get through that seems to just roll off a country's back.
Could always be worse. We could get taken over by another country. Yeah.
That's true. It's a fact. Like those goddamn soap dodging French. Tell you that. If history has taught us anything, is they get overrun by some other fucking government or military every 30 to 70 years. So they're pretty due.
That's a
I
valid.
didn't have a great time in France last year.
Oh, I did not realize. So, what countries have you all been to in the past year to compete?
Just last year?
Well, I guess in general. I know Ireland's probably you go there a lot.
No, I've never been to Ireland. So Scotland, England, Iceland, Canada,
Canada doesn't count.
France. Those are where I've competed.
So, did the Highland Games originate in Scotland, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we can blame the beer as to why I thought it was Ireland. Or the fact that I'm functionally...
That's enough. I mean, they're very small countries.
There's still two places I've never been out of this country because I suck, but I do want to go to Scotland and Ireland just for my love of beer. If not,
No, they're good. They're fun. They're fun places. They're good places to get nice and drunk. The kids in the bars are dicks, so I don't really go out.
well, tell me how that differentiates from U.S.
The kids in the bars over there they're dicks and like they want to have fights.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just not a good time for me. Being the large American over there, that's not what I'm going for.
And I feel like you could probably take a few Irish on.
Yeah, I've worked in enough bars. I'm pretty confident in handling myself, but what I'm not interested in doing is being arrested in another country.
Right. You don't seem like a dumbass.
That's super fucking low on my list. Plus, I feel like I'm a decent-sized guy, and then two, I've got a mouth on me. I can defend myself verbally. I don't have to just resort to being a fucking caveman.
Right.
And so, if we have passed those two options up, you're gonna pay for it.
Have you ever been in a fight?
Yeah, I've been in fights.
Surprise, and that's... I've never been in a fight. No desire to be in a fight.
I have not been in many, not on the clock.
Oh, okay. So you never bounced at a bar.
I definitely had a number of fights in bars.
You kind of got paid to fight people.
It's true. You're
No,
basically
he got paid to keep people from fighting.
Which in
That's
turn
one way to look at it.
which results in being paid to fight.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, I mean, I guess we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, I guess so.
We could talk all day, but if we're gonna do a couple more episodes, then we'll save some of the shit for another day. But
Yeah, dude, I'm happy to be on anytime.
awesome, man.
Consider me your Duncan Trussell of your podcast world. That occasionally, like Joe Rogan, you can just call me in as a filler.
Awesome. Yeah.
Taking you up on that completely.
We'll do Twilight. We'll hit Reanimator when I get the beer. Speaking of Joe Rogan, I'm actually going to see him on the 20th.
He's awesome. I want to go on his show.
Do you know him?
Nope.
Tweeting some stuff at him because he liked your kick today in the Dick Cup.
Yeah, so I've got like 5 people that are like 1 degree of separation from him.
You can't tell me that Mark Bell's been on the Joe Rogan show. How does he not?
Right, once.
But still, that's better than none.
Sure. So he knows Rogan.
Yep.
Kelly Starrett knows Rogan. Chris Bell.
Yep.
Kate Fletcher, who runs Caveman Coffee.
Oof. Some good ass coffee, but it's pricey.
Yeah. So these are all friends that like personally know Rogan and have been on the show.
Yeah.
It's not the craziest thing in the world to think that maybe one day I could finagle or cheat my way into there, but that's a long fucking way.
Well, it's not like it's off the table.
It's more off the table than I'll ever own a Ferrari.
All right. You're going to be a sad sack about it then.
Yeah, I'm sad son of a bitch.
Everyone's got to be something. So, well, before we wrap it up, Matt, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you and how they can give you money?
TheHate.com is my website. You can find me on YouTube. I do a vlog most days. I lift things occasionally. And I'm on Instagram. Just look up Matt Vincent. I don't know. You'll find me. It'll work out.
I like how your motivation to talk about your shit changed 3 beers in.
Yeah, I barely gave a shit.
Because I see you have a Brooklyn Brewing there, which I can't get my hands on, so I'm a little jealous.
Well, I ran out of Nosferatu.
Well, I'm sorry. You only come in 4-packs, and I had.
I'm not complaining.
I
don't need a shitload more beer now at 5 o'clock. I gotta get camping stuff down for the wife to go through and make sure we got our gear straight.
I got a soccer game at 9 o'clock tonight, so that's fucking cool.
Yeah, I was gonna work out or exercise, but I'm not gonna.
See, I was like, I'm gonna go lift at 6.
Nope.
Soccer. Now I'm gonna probably take a nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna do dick hole the rest of the evening.
I gotta take my wife shopping at the mall, so screw you guys. That's my own apocalypse.
That's what
Hey, just so everybody in our audio feed knows, I want to spell out Matt's site. It's the hate THEHVIII.com.
Yeah, it's got a Roman numeral. It's tricky.
See, Corey's way better at like doing things than I am. I'm a super fucking lazy person about this. I'm like, oh, I'll figure it out one way or another.
That's the way I feel about it too. I don't know. I don't always want to promote. It's just.
Yeah, but you got cool shit on your site, so I mean,
appreciate that.
Yeah, there'll be links when I post the show. Your name will be a nice little hyperlink to your website, so it'll all be good. It'll come out a week from. No, today's Thursday. It'll come out Tuesday, November 17th. So if anyone's watching, it'll be out then.
Nice. I'm gonna spend the rest of my evening on Reddit's 50/50.
Attaboy. Well, thank you again, Matt. It was fucking rad having you on. So we'll.
It's so much fun. This has been great. I've been really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, same here.
And I can't believe I'm going to say this. I look forward to watching Twilight with you.
I know, right? Ain't that some shit? I never wanted to watch Twilight. Now I want to watch Twilight.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you again. And
we're watching it to criticize.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There are no redeeming qualities.
But we're both secretly afraid that we're going to kind of like it.
Nope. No. It will not.
I mean, there is some fucking insanity going on. Let's not mix that up. Like in the third one, there's a whole goddamn amazing fight scene, which is like the best climax of the entire trilogy, and all of it's in a dream. They literally are just like, well, I can't do that.
I too climax in dreams.
I only climax in dreams.
Yeah.
I like dry dreams.
I don't know.
I don't know what to say.
It just kind of.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's really funny. I guess that does it. That wraps it up. Matt Vincent
Awesome.
shoots dust.
Everybody enjoys laying around their own goodness. Have a great week, everyone.
Catch you next time on the podcast. It's here.
Don't die.
Don't die.